What's going down? Wrestling in the basement, Basement Boy Banner, Thor, Brian, not Kyle. You look kind of weird, Kyle.
Boom.
And you know a lot less about wrestling at this point.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh.
But we are doing wrestling in the basement because we're going to do a TLC's prediction video because this man is going to his very first wrestling event ever.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the ripe old age of 20, whatever.
Something.
And he's going to WWE TLC with me Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. Sunday.
We're talking, what, 3 days from now? What's today? Wednesday?
Oh, God, too long.
Yep, 3 days.
Long.
I can't wait. So we figured we're doing a Wrestling in the Basement podcast next week with the reactions to this and everything that's happened from Survivor Series to New Japan to AEW, Full Gear. Kyle will be here and he'll know all that stuff. But Brian knows nothing. So Brian's just going to predict the card with me.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're going to it, we figured let's do the predictions for it, right?
For sure.
Why not? So let's start it off with the one that has a 2-point available for if you get it correct or not.
Why is it a 2-point available?
Because the Viking Raiders, you know who the Viking Raiders are, right? Nope. Okay, so the Viking Raiders are going to issue an open challenge
Okay.
for their Raw Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what an open challenge is, right? Cena
Yeah.
used to do them. Remember when Cena was the US
yeah.
champ? And he used to do 'em?
Anyone can come challenge me whenever.
Any tag team can come out. So pick the tag team that you think's going to come out, and then pick who you think's going to win.
So I don't know
I'll go
anything
first.
about the Viking Raiders. Are they good?
They're amazing.
Are they villains?
They're Vikings. They
But-
do Viking things.
But are they villains?
They're tweeners.
Okay.
They're kind of tweeners.
Oh, boy.
They've only ever lost once.
Okay. Who'd they lose to?
The OC, Gallows and Anderson.
Okay.
AJ Styles. I almost said AJ Lee. AJ Styles buddies.
Right. I know. Who
Okay.
they-
Oh yeah. I
remember
don't
that.
remember how much you remember.
I remember that. Remember that.
So I think who's going to come out is going to be someone that's unexpected. I think you could either see like the Usos returning,
Okay.
or even like the Bar coming out, maybe Sheamus and Cesaro,
Right.
Because they haven't been seen together. Sheamus' return, but it's been on SmackDown. You could also see
Why haven't they been seen together? We're I guess
because Sheamus has been hurt or something. Cesaro's
Okay.
kind of been doing his own thing, so they kind of separated the tag team.
Right.
You know, sometimes that
it
just
would make
happens,
sense for
right?
them to come back then.
Potentially. So
Well, because they were
Street
way
Profits,
hotter.
they
I
had
think
a match
as
with the Street Profits on Monday. The Viking Raiders did.
Okay.
Which at one point, so they were called the War Raiders in NXT.
Okay.
And then so maybe you watched them when they were in NXT. Whatever. So they were War Raiders in NXT. Then they were the Viking Experience when they first came to the main roster. Now they're the Viking Raiders because people hated the Viking Experience.
I mean, that does sound very,
But their finishing move is called the Viking Experience because Vince wasn't going to admit defeat on the name.
which is fair.
No, it's not. It's still a bad name. Okay, so
I mean, it's a bad name, but
just
I mean,
pick a random tag team. Bushwhackers, whatever. I don't care.
I think the Bar is a good. I would vote for the Bar.
Okay, you go Bar. You go Bar. I'll go Usos.
Knowing what you just said, yeah, I would go with Bar.
You go Bar. I'll go Usos. And then who do you think
Who
wins?
wins?
The Viking Raiders, regardless.
Really?
Yeah, it's not gonna matter.
Ooh, see, that's almost like a cheating vote, because even if you fail to guess who the tag team is, so I'll say the Viking Raiders lose, not that Cesaro, and because technically yours,
So you're gonna say
get
you're
right.
gonna say whoever comes in is gonna win the tag team
Yes.
champions.
I
Okay.
think it's the Bar, but if I lose and it's not the Bar, I don't want to instantaneously lose the second point.
But you.
But you technically have double, because you say, okay, it's Usos, but if it's not the Usos, but the Viking Raiders
They're
still
gonna win
win,
regardless. Yeah.
you get that point, right?
Now I haven't watched wrestling in like a month, but I'm still gonna say the Viking Raiders are gonna win regardless.
I think it's gonna be-
the match I'm probably most excited for on this card is Alistair Black versus Buddy Murphy.
Who's Buddy Murphy?
Buddy Murphy used to be in a tag team with another dude named Wesley Blake with Alexa Bliss way back in. He was the Cruiserweight champion. Buddy Murphy was the Cruiserweight champion for a while. He wore like the tore up shorts.
God,
You've
I don't
seen
even
him.
remember that.
He's awesome. Him and Alistair Black, if they get enough time, and I almost hope this is pre-show. If this
Yeah.
is the pre-show, because then I know they'll get the 15 minutes that they need, which we got to be there stupid early, by the way.
Why?
Because the doors open, I think, at like 5
That's not
or
early.
4:30 maybe, and the show starts at like 5. I think at 5
Okay.
or 5:30. and then it's
even if we were there,
like 10:30, 11.
So what's
I'm
stupid
just
early?
saying, we'll probably when the doors open.
Okay.
So be here like 3:30 or something like that. All right. But Alistair Black versus Buddy Murphy. I'm gonna take Alistair Black because they've been building him. They've been kind of building him up for a while.
I'm gonna agree with you because I don't know much about Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy's a wild card though. Buddy Murphy is legit awesome. Then probably the most anticipated match for everybody is Rusev versus Bobby Lashley. Now let me give you the backstory to this because you're probably asking to yourself, number one, who's Bobby Lashley?
I remember the name.
Okay. You know Rusev Day.
Obviously.
Okay, so Bobby Lashley is now with Lana.
Okay.
So she's been with him for like a month now or so. And like on the last Raw, Lana and Rusev got a divorce.
Okay.
And so Rusev is going to fight Bobby Lashley because of that. Because he banged his wife and then they divorced. But then Rusev acted like he didn't care on Monday. It was really weird. It's been really weird. It's been
like we're going back
lambasted
to
awfully. Yes, it is. Like we're going back to those times. But yes, Rusev versus Bobby Lashley in a tables match.
Okay.
The good old tables match. The rarely used. That's not true. Every year they use it. I'm surprised we don't have a ladder match on here yet, but there might be other matches to come. And if there are, we'll predict them on the IG channel or on the IG stories the day of, like on Sunday, if there any new matches come out. And then we'll wrap them into this. And I'll give the results on the video that me and Kyle do next week. So who are you taking, Rusev or Bobby Lashley?
Rusev.
Yeah, definitely.
Rusev.
It's gonna be Rusev. Yeah, he's gonna beat the heel, like for sure. That's gonna be a big babyface win. It's gonna be Rusev Day. It'll be glorious. Every day is Rusev Day.
Are they still doing Rusev Day?
No, they don't really do it anymore.
Oh, do you think we can start? Should we try and start a Rusev Day chant?
Actually, well, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched wrestling in like a month.
Well, if they don't do one, should we try to start a Rusev Day chant?
We can try. We'll be in a good enough
So
position.
if you hear a Rusev Day chant, that was us. You're welcome.
We need to talk
world.
about signs, but we'll have that conversation off camera. We need to talk about if we're bringing signs and then what they're going to say. We'll talk about that in a minute later. Kabuki Warriors versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair for the women's tag team champions in a TLC match. Tables, ladders, and chairs for the tag belts. Kabuki Warriors are Asuka and Kairi Sane. And then Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. So
I don't even know what to tell you with this one. This one's like,
yeah. Kabuki Warriors will retain. That's gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah. They're probably gonna build the Charlotte versus Becky 12. So they're gonna have them like somehow something will happen. Or maybe Shayna Baszler shows up from NXT.
That would make some sense.
There's wild cards for NXT because they've been trying to weave NXT into like it's a third brand pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's Raw, SmackDown, and they should have an NXT match. I wish. I'll just say this on NXT tonight, if they announce a match for TLC on tonight's NXT, depending on the match, I'm flipping. Especially if we get Adam Cole versus whoever the number one contender is. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I gotta breathe. Kabuki Warriors to retain for me.
You know, I'll vote against you because we did too many of the same, and I really am not sure.
So you're going Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair?
I guess.
I mean, go with the money. New Day, which are the champions, Revival, challengers, SmackDown Tag Team champions on the line. No stipulation. Just a straight up match.
New Day.
Probably New Day because it wasn't even supposed to be the Revival against them, but one of the half of Rude and Ziggler got suspended for 30 days for a wellness policy violation.
Ruh-roh.
So they changed it to now it's the Revival, but people say the Revival are leaving. Who knows? AEW's always calling. So, for everybody. Like Luke Harper just left the company. So did Sin Cara and the Ascension. And then we got, I said the Lashley Rusev was everyone's most anticipated. Totally wrong. It's Reigns versus Corbin in a TLC match. That's Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin in a TLC match. There's nothing on the line to hang from the ceiling. There's no belt. Neither one of them have a belt. So I have no idea why they're doing a TLC match. Their feud stems from Roman's the locker room leader. Baron Corbin says he's the locker room leader. And in the last few weeks, he's had a man dressed in a dog suit come out to Roman's theme and I think covered Roman in dog food or dog poop. I'm pretty sure food. I'm going to go food. Maybe both. I'm not sure. And that's been the feud. So they're gonna have a TLC match to decide who's the true locker room leader on SmackDown.
Can you say? So this is what I'll say. Can you act like this isn't something that John Cena, like if you got rid of Reigns?
I can't wait till you watch the promo packages for each one of these matches leading into it and see what's transpired.
So Reigns, if you were to replace him with John Cena, you can't tell me you couldn't see this exact same match. This
100%.
It's 100% plug and play. He's basically John Cena. He doesn't need a belt to have like a big card match.
So Corbin is King Corbin. Because he won the King of the Ring. Mm-hmm. So he's King Corbin. Mm-hmm. So could they put his crown up there? It's got to be for something. In a TLC match, you have
a dog bone.
A dog collar. Someone said they were joking that there was going to be a dog collar on a pole match, which I thought was going to be hilarious. Or a dog collar match where you're both...
That would be pretty funny if they had like a dog collar and they came out with the dog collar like it was a belt. Like, and it says Big Dog right on it.
Big Dog.
It's like the new belt.
Oh, so did we both pick New Day then? Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so Reigns, Corbin.
Reigns. It's got to be Reigns. There's no way it's not Reigns.
I'm going to go Corbin.
You really
think? I'm going to go King Corbin.
Unbelievable.
Someone's going to cost Reigns something, and then King Corbin's going to capitalize.
I mean, it's possible, but this is what I think is more likely to happen. Someone comes out to try to help Corbin, and then Reigns still wins.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe I'm stuck, a year ago
you're probably
where Reigns
right.
literally couldn't lose.
You're probably right. He probably is going to win. This feels like a very babyface heavy wins night.
Yeah.
Like Rusev winning, New Day. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors aren't... Technically, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are supposed to be the faces, and the Kabuki Warriors are the heels, but I like the Kabuki Warriors a lot. New Day, I already said that, Reigns. And then our final match of the night, no stipulation again. It is a Universal title match, and you are getting Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend. You're getting Bray Wyatt versus The Miz for the Universal title. I know, I'm sad you're not going to see The Fiend, but I think you will. So here's the thing. I think you will see The Fiend. You've seen the Firefly Funhouse stuff, right?
A little bit.
So pretty much Bray Wyatt's convinced himself that he's a child-like TV host, right? With puppets that talk and stuff. And his alter ego is this Fiend who's like just a destructive, like supernatural force, pretty much.
Okay, so
every
basically
match
the exact same.
Every match he has is in red lights.
Okay,
like literally red light. It's bad. And it's,
what do you mean it's bad? Like hard to watch?
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks hard. Yeah.
Is there like a lot of people complain about it?
Everyone fucking hates it. Everyone hates it. Nobody likes it. Like, even the wrestlers, because they can't, it throws off their depth perception. Yeah. They can't do certain stuff in the red lights. Yeah. And apparently the first time they were going to do it for the Hell in a Cell match with Rollins, they didn't tell Rollins, and it was a red cage with red lighting for Hell in a Cell just a few months ago. Oh, it's been
so he was just
WWE
pissed?
is going strong.
So he was just pissed?
Who, Rollins?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's the company man. So he doesn't come out and, he's not going to come out and, he'll do dumb stuff on Twitter towards fans or other wrestlers from Japan, but he doesn't come out and say bad things about the company. He's like the company guy, which I respect about him, because he's like, he is the top, like him and Roman and Becky and them.
If he were to say some stuff, it would be bad.
It would carry the most weight. Sin Cara jumps online and says something. Mike Kanellis jumps online and says something. A few thousand people see it, right? Roman Reigns, Seth, they go online and say some stuff. Now, Becky can go online and say some stuff, but you never know with her if it's kayfabe or if it's Becky Lynch, so she gets away with it. Because she's been bitching about being in a tag match and not having a singles like competitor. Because she is still the Raw champion. Right. And we don't have Bayley on the card at all, who's the women's SmackDown champion. We don't have Shinsuke Nakamura, who's the Intercontinental champion. Rey Mysterio's the U.S. champion, not on the card right now.
This is a really weird card.
Oh, yeah. They just started announcing it on Monday.
Why is it so weird?
There were no matches announced prior to Monday.
This is such a weird...
Maybe last Friday, but they just started announcing it like a week before.
It's just like, we're going to have a dog food table ladder and chair match where they fight over a dog collar.
A lot of people online are saying this is just kind of a slap together one.
It feels like
because they've been with all the Survivor Series stuff, it kind of got lost in the shuffle because they had so much going on with Survivor Series and a takeover and all of it having to come together. And then this just kind of got And that was only like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That all happened. So maybe 2.5 now, but you know what I mean? That they have to kind of flush it out. So Bray Wyatt versus The Miz. We got really far off topic.
And it's not
there.
even The Fiend.
It's not The Fiend. This is the first time we've seen Bray Wyatt defend his championship. So now Bray Wyatt has a blue Universal Championship. So the red belt's gone, and now it's a blue belt because it's on SmackDown. The Fiend has his own custom belt. That's the Fiend's face on a belt. You can buy it on.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, you can buy it in WWE shop.
Okay,
it's only $6,000. Yeah, go buy one. They're limited edition.
Are you kidding me right
now?
now?
No, I'm 100% real.
You can buy a $6,000 Fiend belt.
Yeah, if you got the ching,
dude. Let's go half on it.
You got that money for the ticket you owe me?
Not right now. Hold on. Let's give it. So anyway, who do you think's gonna win, Miz or Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt's gonna win. He's gonna turn Fiend at some point in the match. I would almost assume the Fiend's gonna end the match. Bray Wyatt may start the match, but I have a feeling the Fiend ends the match.
But wouldn't it be more interesting if he lost and then the Fiend had to win it back?
No, him losing to Miz would be awful. You want to hear the Target Center fill with booze,
but
have Bray Wyatt lose.
And I get that, but the point isn't to give people what they want. It's to give them something they'll care about.
True. But Miz is the face. Okay, if all the faces win like we think, Bray Wyatt wins regardless. I don't even care. Bray Wyatt wins.
But just hear my defense of it, and
who are you
we
picking?
Can disagree.
Who are you picking? Before you go into it, who are you picking?
I know you're picking Bray Wyatt, so I'm going to pick Miz.
Crazy.
Partly because I think it would be a more interesting story if he had to turn into the Fiend to win the belt back when they do their rematch. Like Miz beats Bray Wyatt, but then the Fiend wins, and it's kind of like, the Fiend kind of has to worry about people challenging Bray Wyatt, and then they'll do the dumb thing where people have stipulations to the next match, like Bray Wyatt, I challenge you for your championship, but no Fiend.
No.
I think that's the route we're gonna go.
No, they're not.
That's my vote. That's my vote. I could be wrong, but that's my vote.
You're wrong for sure. 100%.
We'll see.
100%. Because if Bray Wyatt loses, then the Fiend has to win it back. Is what you're saying? So like
in the rematch,
yeah, Bray screws it up, and then the Fiend corrects it. You're not wrong with that thinking. You're not wrong. It's possible.
I'm not
in
saying...
the realm of possibilities. It's possible. Sorry, what I was doing while you were talking, I was listening to you. But
just like I watch your videos,
I was writing our videos. Even you don't even talk to me. I was writing down who we picked for what match.
Yeah, for sure. I get you.
Because I kind of forgot there for a minute. So you got whoever comes out in the open challenge. I got Viking Raiders. We both got Alistair Black. We both got Rusev. I picked Kabuki Warriors. You took Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. We both picked New Day. You took Reigns. I took Corbin. And I took Bray. You took The Miz.
Yes.
So let's see who comes out on top. And who actually no one gives a shit who comes out on top. We don't either. But your first wrestling experience, man. I can't wait to do this with you.
I'm really excited that we got a TLC. I mean, would a
just
WrestleMania have been more special? Yes, but a TLC is still
a Rumble
cool.
would have been more special than TLC. I mean, literally, there's about 3 or 4.
But TLC is fun because it's
Money
like
in the
more.
Bank.
It's more a spectacle, right? Because it's like. The tables, ladders, and chairs. You know what I mean? It's like a big whatever. Like
TLC falls in the same camp as Hell in a Cell. It's the law of diminishing returns. Now that it's on pay-per-view every year, it's hard. Like TLC matches used to be special because they were so rare.
But I think part of it is
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's a spectacle, right?
It is. Going to a spectacle for your first pay-per-view is gonna be dope. Like I went to the Elimination Chamber a few years ago. The Wyatts versus the Shield in that amazing match, not in the chamber, but that was one of the one of the shows on the card, matches on the card, and that was just great. But the spectacle of seeing the Elimination Chamber was really cool. That was like the favorite pay per view I've been to, hands down. So I'm pumped for you to go to TLC. So make sure follow Basement Banner everywhere, YouTube, Instagram. We'll be all over it.
Especially Instagram if you want to know if there's surprise matches.
Instagram,
what our votes
TikTok,
are.
Basement Banner on TikTok. Seriously, for reals this time. Like, share, subscribe. Thor, Brian. Till the next one. Deuce.